Greetings from Southern Yankee Homestead. If this is your first time, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. So today we're going to be planting our lower garden. If you can see in the background, I've already got it tilled. Swing around here. And you can see right here is our garlic. Well, we're going to start with weeding the garlic. And then we're also going to plant potatoes and beans in here. So for potatoes, we didn't bother buying any seed potatoes. What we did was we made French fries last night and we cut the eyes off. This is all we're going to be planting. You can actually go with even less than this and still grow a potato. So we'll be using that for the potatoes. And then for the beans, we're doing a garden bean, Burpee's garden bean. These were on sale at our local tractor store. Figured we can never have too many beans. So we're going to go ahead and plant those as well. On top of that, if you happen to notice in the background, I got a large cart of mulch. So we're going to be using a Sunday newspaper and the mulch to try to eliminate any weeds that we have. Sunday newspaper is not the best paper to use because they talk about how it has color ink in it. It's bad for the ground. As much trash as we pulled off the property, a little bit of newspaper ink is the least of our worries. So we're going to go ahead and use it anyways. I'll show you that process. This is probably going to be a pretty boring video unless you like planting, in which case this might be right up your alley. What else is there? Yeah, a lot of this is going to be time-lapse because I really like my music, so I think we need to crank up the AC/DC and start plucking weeds. Maybe some Fleetwood Mac, I don't know. Could go either way. Now I didn't worry about pulling all the weeds, just a majority of the big ones so I can put the newspaper down. The reason I didn't worry about pulling all the weeds is because we're going to smother them. So let me go ahead and get a newspaper out and we'll see what kind of a mess we can make. Alright, all I did there was well, once I put the newspaper down, I used just enough mulch to hold the newspaper down. and then I put just enough mulch on top of it to cover up the paper. I don't want to put too much mulch down because I don't want the decomposition to affect the garlic. So I don't want to create too much heat because we're going to have a lot of heat here anyways. So now I'm going to go ahead and run a line and drop my potatoes in before I do the next 2 rows. And let's see how that turns out. On the potatoes, like I said before, we made French fries last night, so these are just store-bought red potatoes, and we cut the eyes off them and let them set out overnight. So we're just going to replant these and see if we can get more potatoes out of them. We have done this before and had actually better luck than buying seed potatoes. And since these potatoes were going by anyways, why throw them away? Let's just plant them. And just in case someone didn't know, I'm planting them in the ground like this, about that deep, and my spacing between them is literally that far. So I'm basically going like this and then digging my next hole. Very scientific. Alright, that's 6 rows of beans planted. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through and I'm going to mark them. And what I have here, this is actually, so you see these a lot around rose bushes to help hold them up. They're about 3 feet long, maybe 4 feet. I went ahead and bought, I don't know, 15 of them, maybe 20, and then I cut them into 1 foot increments because I got sick of having to replace wooden stakes every year, and given the lumber prices this year, felt like reusable ones would be much more efficient and cost effective. So I'm going to go ahead and mark all my rows, and I just thought I should have put these down for the potatoes before I buried them too. Oops. Now am I even in frame? Yeah. Now I'm going to go through and cover this up with mulch. I'm going to go heavy between the rows and light across the rows. I'm not going to use newspaper yet because this is all that's left of the Sunday newspaper. Effectively 1 page, but it's more like a leaflet in the center. So Sunday papers aren't as big as I remember them to be. I guess I'm going to have to come up with a different plan or start hoarding newspapers again. Does anyone actually read the newspaper anymore? I think my father does, but that's because my grandmother buys it. And he reads it before he recycles it. Comment down below. Anyone use a newspaper anymore? Other than gardening? got a couple things together. Over my shoulder you can see we got the spool of wire that we had around the other garden during the winter where we had the chickens. We also have some green, basically they're cheap T-posts. Not really T-posts, they're just cheap fencing posts. Just in front of that we have the T-post, I guess T-post pounder and a mallet. The mallet is going to be used for, where are they? Right here. We're going to use that to pound in the fiberglass rods that we're going to use in the middle. So let me go ahead and get this set up. That pretty much concludes it. The fence itself is not for general wild animals. If a deer wants to get in here, it's just going to go up over and eat our entire crop. But I'm hoping this fence will keep out the rabbits that we have plenty of. In fact, I saw one just a couple days ago. And we definitely have chickens that like this garden. So we're hoping to keep the chickens and the rabbits out of here and give everything a fighting chance. At this point, I'm pretty much done for the day. I'm going to go ahead and grab the hose and water it, which I'm sure you're really interested to see me stand here holding a hose looking like I'm peeing on the garden for next hour. Yeah, no. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I'm going to say thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you on the next video. Bye. Probably ought to turn the stereo off so you can't hear that.